Hello, everyone. Welcome to this another segment of podcast Rachna, the Mind Architect Diaries. This is season 3, and with this, we are starting with a fresh theme which is endorsed by World Mental Health Federation, mental health in times of crisis. And today we have with us our new guest, Mr. Sanjeev Sharma, who is advocate Delhi High Court, and he has lot of things. He has achieved a lot of things in his life. I think I'm going to read it out uh, um, from my PDF that how much he has achieved. He is a PhD, MPhil, and LLB, and he did his undergraduate from SRCC. We were from batchmates from 99 batch, and he did his PG from Delhi School of Economics. Then he has a vast experience of teaching in economics, and he is the youngest dean of DS ITM, and he is also a founder, CEO, and director of Startups Institute of Professional Lifeguards and School of Empowering Young Entrepreneurs. He has written many books, and also he has chaired many national and international level seminars. So, Sanjeev ji, first of all, I welcome you to this podcast. Thank you so much for joining with us. And now it's over to you. Please share more about you. You have a lot of achievements to share. Please share with us.
Thank you very much for inviting me for such a lovely program and a theme. And to just add on to some of the dimensions, like I've been an international swimmer and I've been, interacting with youth a lot. And today I'm also president of a World Strategic Swimming Federation and in Strategic Swimming Federation of India. So
Yes.
again, I'm interacting with youth at large. So understanding them, looking up at their personalities and their perspectives, and what they're thinking and their aspirations and everything. So it makes you, it enriches you a lot
Yes.
that how the society is moving and where it is going today, and so on and so forth.
Yes, yes. Thank you sharing your advice, and that's why our the topic we have chosen today to discuss with you, especially because you have been dealing with youngsters and all age groups in different segments and at different levels. So today's topic is one that many young people are curious, confused, and even conflicted about, and the topic is live-in relationships. So we'll be talking about love, attachment, and the emotional ups and downs that come when two people share space and life before marriage. So, to start with, my first question to you is that what do you think that people choose live-in relationships today? Why society is moving towards it? Why people are running away from commitments? Why they are want to try a live-in relationship first?
You know, to understand living relationships, we must first understand the foundations on which the particular term, or I'll say being from SRCC, the strategy of living relationship is based upon. The first and the foremost thing for a living relationship is the youngsters today looking forward for short-term pleasures and fulfilling their physical needs ethically and in a mannered way. Secondly, as you rightly said, they're afraid of lifelong commitments and long-term relationships, commitments to that. And why it is so? Because of large number of litigations in marriage, the high cost involved in it, and the time involved in it. It takes a decade, many times. Then emotional draining and changing of a biology of a person because of emotional draining. When we are committed to someone, then definitely emotional bondings are there, emotional things are there. So they feel drained out. So that is yet another foundation for that. Then another important thing which is coming out, if you go to metropolitans like Mumbai and all, there's a concept called DINKs, double income, no kids.
Oh,
So yet now, if you see the youngsters, they are running away from the responsibilities of raising the kids, and this may be because to fulfill their uh, professional pursuits, to become successful professional, and the concepts from the Western world, which they have borrowed, my life, my terms, my money, my luxury. So these kind of things, my independence, my personal space. So these are the the fundamentals, and in these fundamentals, both the partners today they have a clearly defined roles, and that makes it a very successful kind of a relation if all the fundamentals are met. So these are the reasons why youngsters today are choosing more for live-in relations. And now, if you see, middle-aged people are also moving towards this, who are divorced and living single.
Yes, we can actually see that the pattern is changing, and even every decade we see some sort of changes in the societal patterns, and this is one of the pattern we are observing these days. So my second question is also related to the same thing, that people start well, they enjoy the relationship, and soon, immediately, within a year or 2 year, they start feeling draining, right? And then there are emotional ups and downs, and they feel confusing or unstable over time. So why does this happens? Because they choose to live live in relationship mutually, and there is no one to disturb. Generally, in a committed relationship, it often, we have also faced that there is a family, there is other families are also there, in-laws are also there, extended families are there, so they see it as one of the major reason to not to choose committed relationship, but here they are living alone. Then why do they start feeling that way?
Youngsters, specifically in India, they forget one thing, that Indian society is very much different than the Western world. The Western world started with being nomads. They were nomads and barbarians. So they don't know anything about much about the family culture. In India, since its inceptions, we are not nomads, we are not barbarians, but we are living in a family society. So the culture and the traditions in India are very much different. We have family culture values, and the confusion. There are two things, and I'll separate them. Confusion is different, and unstable is different. So let's talk about confusion first. Why there's a confusion? Because what happens that the youngsters they oftenly move for living relation, but sooner or later, because of parental pressures, relatives pressures, and friends circle, sometimes they don't accept that,
Yes.
and that thing creates a confusion in them, that now what to do. My family values, our traditional values are different than what I'm practicing right now. And the moment that there's a great revisits from the family sides and relative sides or peer side, then uh, a partner may tend to get confused that whether I should continue with it or not. Secondly, what happens many a time still, because largely in our country, the metropolitans or cities are still very, the number is still less if you talk about Western countries, because even villages are better than cities in India. So largely those village setup, the mindset, the society where are you doing living and having a living relation, might be possible that you may face a large boycott. The people they don't accept, and they try to ignore you, and they look at you with a very different aspects. So that
Yes.
also sometimes creates a good confusion in the mind of the youngsters or the partner, whether I've taken a correct decision to be in a live-in relation or I should move out or something. So these are the major confusions. And what the new upcoming thing which has been witnessed is personality traits and the relationship traits. Sometimes the partner may also get confused because of these this trade-off. So
Yes.
this is what is creating confusion. And at the same time, the moment we say it is unstable, becoming unstable, you see the relationship becomes unstable if the moment you violate the fundamentals of the relation. The moment we say live in relations, then we must respect the fundamentals on which the thing has been developed, and you
Yes.
ignore them. And like marriages, there are temperamental differences in partners, personality traits difference in partners. Many a times there are also difference in religion and their practices. So what happens is actually these youngsters, they just choose a partner in a haste. Many a times because they think the time is running out, everybody is getting into live-in relationship. Why I am delaying it? So that is one of the reason. Secondly, what is seen is that love at first sight that we say. So you see a person and you think that I should move on with this person without getting in details, seeing the other partner's personality traits outside when the person is not with you or in a particular atmosphere of a company or a professional world. Because the moment you move out of the professional world, then the behavior of person normally changes, because out there you are on your own. You're not living an artificial life. You don't follow the professional ethics. You just don't say yes sir, yes sir, yes ma'am. So you are more genuine and more real.
Yes.
The youngsters, when they move on, they move in a haste, and that makes it, ignoring, and they are not well aware of these traits and temperaments and all. And moreover, it becomes unstable, because many a times if you see today's youngsters, they get monotonized very fast. The monotony creeps in very fast, and because of that also, the partners, they may lose their charm in the other partner. It may be because of their monotony, or it is just like they have got promoted, or they're having some good upliftment in their careers, and because of that the circle have changed and they don't want to be with the same partner. And also possibilities that there are sanctions on the independence and personal space of a partner, so that
Yes.
may make it unstable.
Yes. And very, very well defined, Sanjeev, because there are a lot of factors behind it that why people choose. Sometimes there can be a first love or maybe immediate love, or and then sooner later they start realizing whether the person is right, but they first jump into that relationship and want to try and experiment it at an early ages. Right.
Right.
So, okay, next, moving on to our third question is that how can couples handle these differences and emotional ups and downs while they are living together?
uh, you know the first thing that they must understand is that it's just like if you it's a long term relation, then it is just like a married couple, which they must avoid because of the strategy they are choosing. Live in relation, it's
Yes,
for short term. So what I believe is, before getting into any such relations, the both the partners must have their personality trait tests, handy with them,
yes,
and they should compare it with each other,
each other.
and the differences shall be chalked out, and if they can arrive at a amicable solution for that, I think that will be better, so that they know already that what is the problem, and this is how they have to handle, right? So that is foremost from my point of view. Secondly, in a relation, whether it's a marriage or a live-in relation, nowadays, what I believe is the following things must be practiced on daily basis. If you want a healthy relation and you want to avoid, the nitty-gritties of marriage, that nagging and irritation that often comes because of one's behavior. So first thing is perseverance. You must practice perseverance, because we are dealing with two human beings,
Yes,
and nobody is a slave of anyone, and they're masters of oneself. So you must have perseverance. Second is that leads with this is patience. You must have patience because every issue takes time to be solved.
Yes.
And for that, you need patience. Meditation. You must introspect yourself and you must calm down yourself. Otherwise, it will end up in high BP and you start taking tablets, the
Yes.
medication. So that's not good. It will change your biology.
Yes.
So meditation is very much required. Then routine exercise and yoga that somewhat helps you because healthy body, then healthy mind, you can take up more of such challenges and
Yes.
you can be more calm. The art of forgiveness, which is very seldom and the rarest of the rare,
Yes.
you must learn how to really forgive and specifically on very petty and very small things which we don't. It may be because of our own self esteem or sometimes our own ego, our snobbish behavior. So we must learn how to forgive. Then coming from the to the management side again, sorry, being from SRCs,
It's
I can't
okay. It's
stop it.
okay. It's okay.
So, and I still remember in controlling when we were doing the chapter controlling, the teacher said controlling everything ends up in nothing.
Nothing. Yes.
And in relationships, we actually are looking forward to control the partner,
Yes, it
which is
happens.
absolutely wrong. Which is absolutely wrong. We should not control. We should rather grow together in a direction where one herself or himself knows how to control the behaviors, the aspirations, and so on and so forth. So we must not work on controlling, but rather guiding and inspiring. That is more important. And overlooking small and petty things, they are the need of the hour, and you must always do it because these are the one that makes you irritating, and you start nagging on now and then, and that kills the charm of the relation. So
Yes.
these things, I believe, you must practice regularly.
Yes, yes. And very well shared, Sanjeev, that you have given not just the psychological perspective, but also the practical guidance to our viewers that how they can actually enhance the practice of perseverance in a relationship and how they can use it as a couple. As a with the feeling of togetherness, that they should not take steps or think in a way that the relationship will fall apart. Right. So thinking and communication and not controlling the partner, coming from the commercial and the SRCC background, that let's not control each other, rather come to a point, to a common point where we can accommodate and the couples can move forward in their life and they can take a further decision to move into a committed relationship from a just a living relationship. So my next question to you, Sanjeev, is that how do you think that this live-in relationship can actually affect commitment and trust in the long run? Because when they are in a live-in relationship, actually they are not sure whether the same person is with them tomorrow or not, because it's a non-committed relationship. There is always doubt, there is always fear, there is always emotional draining, that whether the person is maybe some also flung out with someone else also. So do you think that it affects the long-term commitment and trust?
See, uh, we we must never forget the fundamentals or the foundations for the relationship. Trust and long-term relations, they are again quite different, and though mutually inclusive, still both are outside the scope of the fundamentals of live-in relationships. Trust, to a very limited extent, can be considered, which is can we can say it as a due diligence. Like trust, the partner must have a trust in a sense that he himself or herself are safe when you move with a partner. So to the aspect of safety, you must have that trust that I'll be safe. There are numerous examples that we have come across in last couple of years where the live-in relationship has taken a very ugly turn, and the outcomes have been very severe and devastating. So I think safety, trust with respect to safety, is essential ingredient. When you move with a partner, a person, you must thoroughly check it up. The thorough background should be verification shall be done. Else you may end up in a nightmare, which is not good and healthy. Then trust on a part that the your partner will not force upon you to perform a particular act. That should also be there. That trust must be there. That whatever happens, whatever role is assigned, it's all voluntarily. Nothing is based upon, nothing is forced upon. Only then this relation can, can survive even in the short term. And the last and the very important aspect of trust is in the nature of personal breach, privacy breach.
Yes.
No such information shall be misused by the other partner, which is related to privacy. So that shall be born in the mind of the by the partners. Either they should not work on it. Whatever the relation is they are going through, even if it is sore, they should not leak it or compromise that. You know. And if we talk about long-term commitments, it should not be there because else it will become a kind of a marriage. What happens is the couples, they sometimes forget when they entered into long-term commitments, which they were not actually thinking of. Why? Because they might develop, liking or the dependency, and sometimes ये भी होता है कि like your partner thinks, oh, he's such a decent person, a boy or girl. I think they're far better than the today's boys and girls, so I may continue this. The result is, if we talk in terms of legality, if there is some issue later on in long-term relationship, then the issue from the point of view of law will consider it as good as marriage. And there are many cases in the recent past
Hmm.
where where females they have asked for alumni, alumni, and then the boy is like shocked, like it's a live-in relationship.
It's a
There is no
really.
such concept. But the court of law they held it. It's a long-term relation, and it is as good as a marriage. So you have to think upon that. They're just like rental agreements. So don't try to renew it more than once or twice. Else it could be a problem for you. Then you know sometimes what happens is that one partner wants to quit, but other partner do not allow the partner to quit. It
Oh,
may be
really?
emotional kind of a roadblock.
Role.
It
Yes.
it may be kind of some other consideration which is important, and that way one manipulates the other partner. So you're not allowed to move out of a relationship, and that converts into a long-term relationship. So I believe that both are not exactly fundamentals of a live-in relationship, but you must be very much cautious with respect to trust in the aspects that I've mentioned and the long-term commitments.
Yes, and very detailed insights you have given, Sanjeev, not just psychological, but also from the legal aspects and legal point of view and legal consideration that what can happen. That yes, it is as good as another committed relationship, but one has to consider it that what has to we have to check. You have been given a complete checklist of the points that if you are entering into a live-in relationship, what all you need to know about the partner, about the partner's background, where they are coming from, maybe their educational backgrounds, and what are their expectations from this relationship. So just an early check on these things can help a person to turn into a nightmare, as you said in your terms. It will last long. It will not turn into a nightmare. Right. So, Sanjeev, with this, our today's last question for our today's podcast is that how we can have a check on the red flags to see whether this will work or not, or when we have to check it, red flags, and when we should stop.
Right. You must understand and you should be very much vigilant. The moment, first of all, the moment you think that there's an encroachment on your personal space and independence because of which you have entered into the relation, it
Yes.
should be, you should be considered that it may is this is going in a wrong direction. Then secondly, you should not fall prey to the myopic considerations. You should have a far-sighted approach in the relation, not the myopic ones that may turn it into a sour relations early, much earlier. And again, you should not try to renew the agreement between you people, between the partners. And before you enter, there must be a formal written agreement, I believe so. That helps you to understand the nitty-gritties of the relation. And later on, if you move legally, you have immunity with you. Although the society have no, do not, validate such relations, it has no relevance in the eye of the society. But it covers a legal aspect. So if you move like this, then definitely sometime later it will help you. So and such agreements should be a short-term agreements, and so that you can, whenever you want, you can come out of it. And you should be careful. And a very important advice that I like to give to such couples, such people is, whenever you move in such a relation, you must try to keep your important documents and things in a separate locker than the place where you're living with your partner.
Yes.
Because at the time of emergencies, you may get into trouble. So it's better you park your important documents, your important stuff somewhere in a locker which is outside
Your zone.
the premises where you're living with your partner, so that even if you at the VR at the nth hour you have to move out of that particular premises, then you still have something on which you can bank upon and you are safe.
Yes.
So this is what I think is early signs, or that the act of safety that you should look forward.
Yes, thank you, Sanjeev. That once again you have shared the entire. I think you have covered each and every aspect of living relationship, starting from why do people enter into it, what they need to do about the communication and assertiveness, then what they need to take care of, and taking care of the early signs. So this is the entire scenario and the full episode of live-in relationship. So the guys, those who are moving or thinking to move into a relationship, live-in relationship, or any of your friends or partners are into a live-in relationship, please share this episode with them. You're going to get a lot of deep insights, and which will help you in having a check on what you are thinking and what are your expectations, and how you can move better in your live-in relationship, and also can keep a check on the early red flags and early signs, so that you are safe and you can keep your environment safe. Keep, as Sanjeev has said, keep your document at some place outside that home, so that even if there is an emergency to leave it or to move away from that relationship, everything is in your control. So keep your life, because when you have entered into a live-in relationship, actually you have entered to be on the safer side. You want to enjoy your independence, and also you want to enjoy the togetherness. So if you want to keep a hold on that, keep a hold on your life and keep everything in your hand. Do not give away your documents and your independence to in the hands of other person, and have a safe journey. And Sanjeev ji, thank you so much for joining in this podcast. And I hope we'll share some more topics, some more controversial topics in the next episode. Till then, signing off. with this episode. Thank you so much, guys. And if you find this useful, please share it with your friends and family. And I'll share the link of LinkedIn link of Sanjeev ji. You can connect with him. He's a lawyer and he's into many other fields, so you can connect with him on the LinkedIn. Thank you so much. Bye bye.